guys, it's Jessica and I'm back with another video. Today I'll be doing a review and a discussion on Shea Moisture's African Black Soap Dandruff Control Hair Mask. And for those of you who are familiar with this line will instantly see that the packaging on this is really similar to the African Black Soap Purification Mask. So basically what I'll be doing today is a review of the Dandruff Control Hair Mask, comparing it to the Purification Mask, and giving my thoughts and opinions on both of them. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so I want to say for the past 6 or 8 months or so, I don't know if you've noticed it, but I have noticed it, that every time I go to look for the original African Black Soap line, it's kind of almost like it's disappeared. I typically always got this from Walgreens, and Walgreens seemed to always have the stickers for it out on the shelves, but it seemed to always be out of stock. Even trying to find it online was a little bit hard, and like I said, it was almost like it disappeared. And then I started hearing rumblings of this maybe possibly getting discontinued. So of course I did what any good product junkie would do, and I went out and I scoured my city until I found the Purification Mask and the original African Black Soap line and stocked up on as many of these as possible. So I want to say a couple months ago I was in Target. And of course, you know, I gotta go down the hair aisle just to see and look and see if anything's new, right? And I immediately saw this, which is a dandruff control mask. And I kind of gave it a side eye because I'm like, so is it true that the Purification Mask is being discontinued? Because this packaging, I'm telling you, it's not exactly the same, but it is so similar, all right? It is so similar. That to the naked eye, you really can't tell the difference if you're just glancing at it, right? So of course, I get it because I'm in the store and I'm like, you know what? I don't have the Purification Mask ingredients like memorized in my head, but I'm looking at the ingredients on the Dandruff Control Mask and I'm like, these ingredients are really, really similar to the Purification Mask. So I get it and I get it home. And I immediately pull out my jar of Purification Mask and I go ahead and compare both ingredients. And looking at both ingredients on both containers, the ingredients are exactly the same. Mega side eye. So if you follow me on Facebook, I kind of did a rant about this and I posted pictures and I was like, you guys, have you heard about this? Like, do you know what's going on? And so basically the Dandruff Control Mask looks like this. Okay, it is white in color. It is much thicker than the Purification Mask. The scent is different. It's like, you definitely pick up the tea tree scent now. It's more of a medicinal scent. If you hold it upside down, it's not going anywhere, okay? And I'll get into the consistency and texture in a second. So that's what the Dandruff Control Mask looks like. Comparing it to the Purification Mask, which is an off-white color, almost brown-ish, okay? Really jiggly and loose, not as thick as the Dandruff Control Mask. And if you were to tilt the jar to the side, you will see that the Purification Mask will run out of the jar, okay? It is much looser, and the smell on this smells like, I'm going to go with a lot of people say, it smells kind of like ripe bananas, if you will. It's not like an unpleasant smell to me. I just can't really like pick out what it smells like. It just smells kind of like ripe bananas, if you will. Okay, so me being me, I go online and I message Shea Moisture through Facebook. And I have it up here in front of me. So basically my first interaction with them was I introduced myself and I wanted to clarify if the Purification Mask was being discontinued or not, because I found the Dandruff Control Mask, the labels are the same, the ingredients are the same. Can you just give me clarification, basically? They responded within like 5 minutes and they were like, the original African Black Soap line that contains the Purification Mask is not being discontinued. They said that the Dandruff Control Mask is just a new line by itself, right? Okay, so hold up, okay, if it's a new line and it's its own entity because it also has a shampoo and conditioner, why does it have the same packaging? Why? Like, why don't you give it new packaging? If you're not discontinuing the original African Black Soap line, why not just give this new packaging? I don't know. That's just a question. But I didn't ask them that. I moved on because they didn't address the fact as to why they both have the same ingredients. And of course, I went on and was a little extra and gave them the pictures of both of them and showed them the labels with the same ingredients and showed them the consistency, color, and texture of both of them, etc., etc. And then a couple days pass by and they don't respond back to me. And then all of a sudden they're like, you know, thank you for letting us know. We have reached out to our innovations team and they will get back to you. Okay, so a couple more days go by. It's been like a week now, and then they come out with some like BS answer, and they were like, the dandruff control collection contains active ingredients to help relieve the symptoms of dandruff. It contains sulfur salicylic acid to help dermatitis, and zinc, etc., etc. But then I come back, and of course I'm perturbed, and I'm like, that's not the question I asked. I want to know what the real ingredients are of the dandruff control mask, because they're definitely not the same, okay? And then they were like, oh, well, we're looking into that. And by this time, I was so kind of like perturbed. I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm over it. I didn't even seek to like message them further. So at the same time, my girl, Asha Baby O, she's here on YouTube. That's her handle. She was doing the exact same thing, and she messaged me, and she was like, Jessica, I messaged them and they're like giving me the runaround, and I was like, girl, they did the same thing to me and it is super shady. And I think it took her like a week and a half, and she stuck with it, and she actually got the actual ingredients from them for the dandruff control mask. Okay, so I will link both the correct ingredients for the dandruff control mask and the purification mask down in the description box so that you can look at them. Basically the main thing they've taken out is the clay out of the dandruff control mask. Okay, so yeah, that to me, that they just didn't want to answer my question straightforward is just shady. And even all of the new places I've seen the dandruff control mask, the label hasn't been changed. It's still the same as the purification mask ingredients. So I don't know what's going on for real, for real. Okay, you guys, so let's get on into this review. So as I showed you earlier, the dandruff control mask is a lot thicker than the purification mask. I'll go ahead and show you the consistency. As you can see, it looks like this. And like I said, it's a lot thicker in terms of slip. It has some slip, but it definitely is nowhere near the purification mask. In terms of moisture, you can feel the moisture in it, but again, for my hair, it just didn't moisturize the same way. I do have to say that the dandruff control mask, I noticed, has weird like chunks or something in it. Like it's not completely smooth. I don't know if like the coconut oil or something in it has solidified. You can't really tell by the naked eye, but you can definitely feel it. And it could just be my jar, but I did notice that it is kind of chunky, or something is going on. So I'm going to show you guys, for those of you who haven't seen the purification mask, this is what it looks like. Okay, really loose, not as thick, but the slip, completely different. Completely different. Like this is so slippery. This conditioner has probably some of the best slip out of all of my conditioners. It's really, really nice. Okay, in terms of the dandruff control mask, I've used it about 3 times now. The first time I actually just used it as a straight deep conditioner to see what it'll do. I didn't use heat with it. I put it on my hair, let it sit for, I want to say 10-15 minutes, and then rinsed it out. My first impression of it is it's just okay. It basically kind of compares to Shea Moisture's other conditioners. It didn't give me super moisture. I didn't feel that my curls were like, you know, really clean, or my scalp was really clean and treated in a way, if you will. It was just okay. The next couple of times I used it with heat and I used it without heat, and I also tried to detangle with it. So basically what I found is that both times that I used it with or without heat, I put it on and I had to let it sit for like 3 to 5 minutes before I could detangle my hair. This is not a product that you can just put on your hair and just start detangling. You definitely have to let the dandruff control mask sit a couple minutes and then proceed to detangle your hair in sections, versus with the purification mask, I can slap this bad boy on my head and just go to detangling without waiting at all. So that's another downfall of the dandruff control mask. In terms of being able to use the dandruff control mask as like a co-wash and things to really clean my hair and scalp, I personally would not be using it that way, just because I feel like with them taking the clay out of the dandruff control mask, it really took away a special thing that the Purification Masque has, okay? The Purification Masque I can use as co-wash, and I know it's going to cleanse my scalp, it's going to detoxify my hair, it's going to cleanse my hair. And because there's clay in it, and my hair loves all things clay, my curls are really, really defined, and I can have a whole bunch of curl poppage, and I can turn around and not only cleanse and detangle with this product, but I can also deep condition with it. Versus with the Dandruff Control Mask, I can only probably really deep condition with it. I definitely wouldn't probably use this as a co-wash, just because for me, I don't feel like it's going to function like that, okay? So final thoughts and impressions. Would I repurchase the Dandruff Control Mask? Probably not. Is it bad? Is it horrible? Is it just like, should I be banned from the face of this earth? No, it is decent, okay? Like I said, it performs pretty much the same as any other Shea Moisture mask. It is not as good as the Manuka Honey Mask. It's not completely horrible either. I say if you are really, really curious and you want to try it out, go ahead and pick it up and try it out. Try to get it on a BOGO, what have you. I have not tried the shampoo and the conditioner in this line because, again, I'm not really interested in the shampoo and conditioner from the Dandruff Control line. So basically, overall, I mean, Shea Moisture has done this in the past where they have gone and changed ingredients and stuff on different products and not told anybody. And I kind of still give a really big side eye to Shea Moisture because some of the stuff they do is really shady. And actually a couple years ago, they went and changed a lot of the raw shea butter line and the coconut hibiscus line. I'll link that video up below because I did do a video on it. Which back then it was understandable because they were still brand new and it makes sense for a company to kind of change and tweak things. But throughout Shea Moisture's history, I kind of feel that they really have just gone and like changed things without letting people know. For instance, the Yucca and Baobab line is now the Yucca and Plantain line. And then we have this, which again, like if this is its own entity, why doesn't it have its own packaging? What's really going on? And then for me to message them and go back and forth with them for a week and still not get a clear answer is kind of really just off-putting to me, if you will. Some of you may think, well, you know, at least you got the info and they kind of answered you, it's not that big of a deal, whatever. But to me, it just kind of speaks to the integrity of their customer service and their company. I'm not saying that they're a bad company. They put out really, really great products, but it just further kind of tells me to kind of just sit back off of Shea Moisture for a while. Like I mentioned in a previous video, I feel like they're really doing a lot right now in terms of products, and I'm kind of just over them for right now. So before I finish, for those of you who love the Purification Masque, and a lot of you have told me you haven't been able to find it, you can still find the Purification Masque around some places. It is very, very limited, but it's still kind of out there. I primarily pick mine up now from Sally's Beauty Supply. Sally's in my area does carry it. All of my Sally's do. The one thing is that they are not carried in the same section with the rest of the Shea Moisture products. They're kind of like in a random part of the hair section by themselves. So you can I can still get them on the ground at my local Sally's. If you can't get them at your local Sally's, they are carried on the Sally's website. Okay, this product, I believe it's just a Purification Masque, is also sold on Shea Moisture's website. So you have two places that you can pick up the Purification Masque if you love it and you want to stock up on it. I do recommend it because I don't really know the future of this line. So if you love it, I say go get it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have tried the Dandruff Control Mask or the rest of the line, let me know how you liked it. What do you think about this whole thing, if you will, and leave any questions or comments down below in the comment section and I will get to them. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.